WOMC HD1 Detroit. The Sunday edition with Alisa Z, with information on health, education, and events all around Metro Detroit. From the CBS Radio studios, here's Alisa Z.
Good morning. I'm Alisa Z. If you're listening to this, and I am joined by a dapper gentleman in the studio, and his name is Thiru Ganesan. Did I do that well? Did I do you justice, Thiru?
You got it right.
All right. Yay, me. And Thiru is actually the new chief cook and bottle washer, the new head of Kyyba Inc. Now, how do you think we're doing in our school systems, educationally, starting with middle school and going to high school? Because anybody who's known me for more than 30 seconds know I have some issues with our educational systems. How do you think we are doing in preparing our kids for the actual jobs that are out there for them once they graduate high school, whether they're on a college path or a vocational path or a creative path? How do you think we're doing in getting them ready?
See, if you look at it, most of the jobs are out there, in technology, engineering related jobs, which is still not, there is not enough talent. Homegrown talent is not there. Okay. I believe, if we have to go back and fix our school systems, and we have to motivate our kids to stress on importance on science and math, because that's what it's going to get them a job, more than art. Some kids have, passion towards art. There's nothing wrong in it, but as a parent, as a school, as in our education system, we do have to drive the kids more towards math and science, and that's going to help them when they grow up, when they go to college and take the STEM, the engineering degree or a medicine or a mathematical jobs. Because those are the things out there. As we are progressing to the 22nd century, you will have more advanced, technology that would have certain basic elements of math and science.
Right. Now, as we look, like you said, as we're moving forward, moving ahead, I have kids ranging in ages from 30 down to 15. My daughters there's a vast range of all of my girls. And I've seen changes in the educational system over those years. Some I think are good, some not so much. But what I see more than anything is a group of kids, and you talk about art, and I'm a big proponent of the arts, and all of my children are artistic, whether it's music or drawing or graphic design. But what I see so much in the schools, and I don't know how we find the balance, Thiru, because I see some districts trying to push so hard for the math and the sciences, even though the vast majority of the students at that school are not necessarily bound to be engineers, doctors, lawyers, or CPAs. And then there are other areas where I see, okay, we are pushing to make sure that the arts and the creative studies and the vocational studies are stressed, because this group of I don't know how we find the balance without either quashing our kids' enthusiasm for all education because they feel shredded to bits, or on the flip side, just making them feel lackadaisical, like it doesn't matter. It's huge.
It is a challenge, and it is hard for the kids to to go through so many different things at a young age. But what I would emphasize is, if you have the basic things that is covered, when I grew up, I studied, math, science, history,
right,
in the whole 9 yards, the languages and everything. But there is after school program for math, after school program for arts.
Yes.
It's apart from the curriculum. If a kid likes to have a after school program, same thing applies to science and math. Mm-hmm. So we have to have that kind of culture,
right,
that built in, not treat school as like 7 to 2, but there is the teachers also available after the school.
And that has to be a key component. I know at my kids' school, where they go to high school, their teachers are extremely available.
Yes.
They say, I will meet you before school, or I will stay after school once a week, or on a Wednesday, where you can go to any class for support. And I love that. And I do have to say, at North Farmington High School, the teachers are phenomenal with availing themselves to the students. But that's not necessarily the case everywhere.
Absolutely.
And I understand that too. Let's take a look at the bottom line. What do you think our students and our teachers and our schools should have as requirements, no exception? Every child must meet this benchmark at what level of math, at what level of science in Thiru Ganesan world. What would be the ultimate, if you said every kid in public school, private school, charter school, homeschool has to at least be this far in math, this far in science?
I think math and science are the key that are key for success, which will potentially give a lot of opportunity for them when they step into the colleges. So they all have to have at least C plus or a B grade.
Okay.
To have to math and science, and the school have to push it, and the teachers have to provide some additional assistance for certain kids that require that that need and they have to come up with some creative tools, not just just teaching as a teaching. They come up with some creative tools so the kids can learn, and also they can feel that they have some fun.
My 10th grader talks about her geometry teacher. She says, I totally get geometry now. It's just puzzles. She said, that's all geometry is fitting the puzzles together. And she said, I really feel that from my teacher.
Absolutely.
And I think, okay, this is a teacher who's getting creative and finding out how to reach the students. That same daughter she's a baker. She bakes and she cooks. She is now being guided to look at that as science. This is how she's going to learn her science, and her baking will be even better, although it's pretty great now. We have to reach the kids in the ways they learn rather than just, pardon the baking reference, cookie cutter.
Absolutely. They get bored. They are kids.
Yes.
They want to have in their life.
Yes.
So you have to mix the teaching with a little bit of creativity, like you said.
Yes.
So that will, motivate them, and they don't feel that they are studying. They feel that they are watching a movie.
Right. So they're participating. We have 1 minute left. In that 1 minute or less, if there was one thing you could change today in our school systems, what would that be?
Bring some, fun to the teachings, and then motivate them to do some, science and math. Probably that's the best thing that I would recommend, and that's what it's going to help them in the future.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for helping to be our guide. Thiru Ganesan with Kyyba Inc. Thank you very much for spending your morning here.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure to meet the other brother. I don't know if there are more I'll meet over the years, but now I've met
That's all.
it. Okay, I know all the Ganesan brothers then. Life is good, and I'm ready for the day.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending your morning here with us as well. Once again, I'm Alisa Z. You're listening to the